Imagine this. Early 2025. Astronomers are popping champagne. They've just spotted 3 IATLAs. Only the third interstellar object ever confirmed to visit our solar system. A historic moment. A celebration of science. But behind the public announcements, something else was happening. Something was being hidden. What they didn't tell you about was the 4th interstellar visitor, or the 5th, or the 17th. Our story starts with a data analyst at the Minor Planet Center, a place you've probably never heard of, but it's where they keep track of all the rocks flying around in space. This analyst noticed something off. Several objects, initially flagged as potential interstellar candidates back in late 2024, had all been mysteriously all on the same day, October 17th, 2025, and all were now labeled as simple, boring asteroids. This date, October 17th, was just 4 days before the celebrated Atlas object disappeared from view behind the sun. A coincidence? He decided to dig deeper. He looked at the original data, the numbers that don't lie. These objects had what are called hyperbolic that's the telltale signature of something coming from outside our solar system. They weren't asteroids. They were interstellar, but the official records had been scrubbed clean. He started making calls, contacting the observatories that first recorded the data. The response was always the same, almost rehearsed. We were told it was a measurement error, but the analyst had a hunch. He pulled the raw, untouched backup data from the servers. And there they were. Not 1, not 2, but 16 objects, all with those undeniable hyperbolic trajectories, all arriving within a 3-month window, all heading for the inner solar system. And here's the chilling part. They were all smaller than Atlas, and they were all following it like an escort. A silent, hidden fleet. Shaken, he knew he couldn't go through official channels. So, he posted his findings anonymously on a niche astronomy forum. The title was simple. Atlas wasn't alone. There are at least 16 other objects. Why were they hidden? The internet did what it does best. The post exploded. Comments flooded in. This is real data. I've checked the coordinates. Why isn't anyone talking about this? But just as quickly as it appeared, it vanished. The entire thread was deleted just 20 minutes later. Wiped. But it was too late. The data had already been downloaded 47 times. The cat was out of the bag. One of those downloads landed on the computer of an amateur astronomer in South Africa. Using the leaked trajectory data, she pointed her telescope to a specific patch of the night sky, and she found one. She tracked it for 3 nights straight, meticulously logging its movement. Then, she posted her observations online, complete with coordinates, challenging anyone to prove her wrong. Within hours, 5 other amateur astronomers from around the globe confirmed her sighting. The object was there. It was real. The pressure mounted. Finally, NASA issued a statement. Their explanation: the object in question is a previously cataloged asteroid. A simple dismissal. But they made a critical mistake. They didn't provide a catalog number, and they couldn't. Because it wasn't in any catalog. It was new. It was one of the hidden visitors. That was the turning point. The amateur astronomers, now united by a shared secret, formed an encrypted chat group. They called themselves the Watchers. Their mission: to find the other 15. Over the next month, working in the shadows, they located 11 more of the hidden objects, all following similar paths, all completely ignored by every official space agency on the planet. One of the Watchers, a Mathwiz, ran the numbers, calculating the objects' arrival times. The results were terrifying. If their trajectories held, the objects wouldn't just fly by. They would reach Earth's orbit between December 2025 and March 2026. They were going to hit us. They were going to circle us. Atlas wasn't just a visitor. It was the vanguard, and this was the follow-up force. On December 8th, 2025, it happened. The first object, right on schedule, entered Earth's orbit, but it did something impossible. Instead of burning up in the atmosphere or getting captured in a wild, unstable trajectory, It slowed it down. It gracefully decelerated and settled into a stable orbit. An object with no visible means of propulsion had just performed a perfect orbital insertion maneuver. The silence from the world's governments was deafening. NASA said nothing. Space Force said nothing. But a new group of people started noticing something strange. Amateur radio operators, they started picking up a faint, repeating signal coming from the new object in orbit. A rhythmic pulse. It was the exact same signal that Atlas had been transmitting before it vanished. By December 20th, the situation escalated. 3 more objects had arrived, each one flawlessly entering a specific orbit around Earth, and each one began transmitting the same steady pulse. A member of the Watchers put it plainly. They're not visiting. They're taking positions, like satellites. A retired aerospace engineer in the group analyzed the orbital patterns. What he found sent a chill down everyone's spine. "These aren't random," he wrote. "They're establishing a network. Look at the spacing, the inclinations. They're creating a grid with overlapping coverage of the entire planet. They were building a cage." Then, on January 3rd, 2026, all 4 objects went silent. Simultaneously, they were still there, their orbits unchanged, but the constant pulse had stopped. They weren't transmitting anymore. They were listening. Another watcher explained the grim logic. When you set up a communications network, you establish the nodes first. That's what the transmission was, a handshake, confirming their positions. Now the network is active, and if they're listening, what are they listening for? They got their answer on January 15th. For 11 seconds, communications satellites all over the world, GPS, television, internet experienced simultaneous interference, a global communications blackout. NASA's official explanation was minor solar activity, all systems nominal. But the Watchers knew better. They cross-referenced the time of the interference with the orbits of the hidden objects. The blackout happened at the exact moment the objects' orbits carried them over the densest clusters of our own satellites. They weren't just interfering. They were scanning. They were mapping our entire global communications infrastructure. A former NSA analyst who had secretly joined the group confirmed their worst fears. "If I wanted to take over a planet's communications network without firing a shot," she wrote, "this is exactly how I would do it. First, you quietly put your hardware in place. Then you map their network to find every strength and every vulnerability." This prompted the original data analyst to go back to his archives to dig even deeper. He found what he was afraid of. The evidence didn't point to just 16 objects. The initial flags, before they were deleted, showed a total of 32 potential interstellar candidates. 16 had been confirmed by the Watchers. That meant there were 16 more out there, their existence flagged and then erased before anyone could even try to verify them. 32 objects in orbit around Earth. All hidden from the public, all active, all listening, all waiting. The Watchers are still watching. And every week, it seems, they find another one, quietly taking its position in the network, listening. We were so excited about Atlas. We thought we were meeting a lone traveler from a distant star, but we were wrong. It was never alone. It was just the first. And now, we're surrounded. Thank you so much for watching. This is a story that makes you think. And if you enjoy diving into mysteries like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think they're waiting for? Until next time, keep looking up.